Previously on Survivor. With only 7 people remaining, the stakes have grown higher. But first, a Survivor auction. From the Survivor auction, many people bought things such as cookies, burgers, and maybe even lint. But Sean actually walked away with the only advantage from the auction, an extra vote in the next tribal council. From there, we had a Survivor Superlatives challenge, where Julia took home immunity and was safe from tribal council. Who will be the next person voted off? Find out tonight on Survivor.
Hi everybody.
Hello. It's your favorite final two.
Your favorite duo, who does not have a name.
Duo.
Ave.
Java.
Oh, there you go.
We
have a name.
about that.
Did we?
Yeah.
It's been a long game. I'm ready for it to be done.
I know. we're reaching our end.
No, we really are.
So we've just been talking these past few minutes about. Sorry, I'm sick. I sound like a dead horse, but
What do you got?
yeah.
Anyway, we've been talking about our options this week, and basically, we have a lot of them.
We have a lot of options. We are really at not even a fork in the road. We are at like 5 billion different paths.
Yeah, so we've narrowed it down to the 4 people who aren't immune just besides us. I just realized those are our options. We're like, do we want to do Sean or Logan or Paul or Valentina? And that's literally everyone because Julia's immune.
Oh my god, I literally can't.
I didn't even think about that.
It's that time in the game, babies.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do because obviously we have a lot of options.
Okay, hey guys, just want to do a quick vlog about this week. I know me and a bunch of people basically everyone from Toxic by Lil V wanted to get Joy out. Obviously we can't do that this week because she just got immunity. Which actually I think is for the best, just because I want it to be for us final 5 anyway. I don't really want Sean or Logan to get anywhere close to the final because they don't deserve it, or at least they deserve it less than, in my opinion, anyone in Toxic by Lil V. However, so now I feel like me and a couple people's goals in Lil V, in Toxic by Lil V, aka Delta Kappa Alpha Theta, our goals are kind of changing. I know we talked about wanting to get Sean out just because, well, first we wanted Logan because she was easy, but then we were like, okay, Sean has an advantage.
Hey, so I'm with Valentina. I just bought a tie and she's getting her waxing strips.
Because I'm very
both for Theta date night tomorrow. She told me about her conversation with Ava, and I'm telling her right now, I think my ideal. Oh, it's weird to vlog in CBS. So my ideal plan for us going forward, if we can solidify this Ava flipping on Julia thing, we have the numbers, so we don't have to worry this week.
Right.
But if we could get rid of Sean this week, because I think he's the bigger threat than Logan.
By the way, yes, that was
and
the
then
other
if we
piece
could drop Julia, and then maybe even drop. Thoughts on dropping Jake before dropping Logan?
Logan needs to get out because she doesn't deserve to freaking stay.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. That's a valid point.
And
but
at the same time, I want Jake out too.
Yeah, but we'll get him out. We'll get Logan and then Jake. And then us and Ava. And then we could final 2, and then Ava could settle for 3rd.
Hey guys, we
the show, Luke. This better be in the show.
Luke! This is so much fun. Okay, yeah, anything you want to say about the game so far or no?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to the next show.
Yeah, Luke pushed back the challenge by like an entire week. So we have more time to deliberate about who we want to vote out. Sean and I are kind of in it. But
This is okay. Okay. I'm here with Jake in food.com. We were just chatting a little bit about things. We were just talking about the idol, because we're worried with Julia.
Idols, possibly?
Idols. We're worried with, because Valentina told us that she talked to Ava about flipping on Julia, and Ava was okay with it.
Which is dumb.
That's really scary.
I don't know why she did that without asking us first.
Yeah.
Because she told me, and I was like,
That's messy.
why did you say that?
That's messy.
I'm worried that she's just gonna have a roommate connection.
Yeah,
And run to the
I'm
end,
worried that
which is
Ava
my-
would be loyal to Julia above
why
any of
wouldn't
us,
she?
so I don't know. Maybe it's valid
She
for
just
her to
not
flip
me.
on Julia later, but now? No. But we were just talking about... Because
Julia's immune, so no one's flipping on her right now.
no one's flipping on her now, but at date night, Julia was trying to tell me that if I'm at the end with Valentina would win because the jury loves her. And she also tried to tell, and whether that's true or not, like whatever. And then she was also trying to convince me that she had the idol, which she's told us she hasn't had, but it is still sus.
The girl who cried idol, that's what she is.
Yeah, no way to know.
She keeps saying she has it. Hey.
Because for the longest time we thought Sean had it, or that's what the alibi, because I walked in late when Jake, Ava, and Julie were already there. And Jake
I wish there
explained
was
to
a-
me that Julia was there first.
I wish there was a video, but I was full on sprinting, so I could
Yeah.
Because I ran into Ava on the street, so I was like, I have to beat her there. So I'm sprinting in, and then all of a sudden I just see like a lake, because I'm like digging around, like, it's gotta be here somewhere. And then Julia shows up, and it's like, I already found it. But then she's like, no, I'm just kidding, I didn't find it. And I believed her, but now I'm questioning if I should have.
Yeah. And again, she could still be lying to us, but it's like, does Sean have the idol? Because we think he would have used it by now. Because I don't see him trying to keep it for himself. I don't know.
He might be that kind of person who like doesn't even like see the strategy in playing it for a different person.
I don't know.
It's getting real.
So if we won, I would rather get Sean out,
I would
if
too.
possible,
Yeah.
this week. Do you think we should talk to Julie and Ava about trying to split between the five of us?
I think we should film out.
Yeah.
So, the game is getting to me, as you can tell by the crazy look in my eyes and the lack of sleep in my under eye bags. Let's see, what's going on this week? Okay, so I just want immunity. Thank the good Lord. Because Valentina is coming for me. I know she wanted me out this whole time. And this week the plan was kind of to get Logan out. But we've been talking and we think we need to break up Valentina's power because she has been going around telling everyone that I'm the ringleader of everything. And while it might have some truth to it, she's ruining my game. Because the jury's mad at me now. These people want to get me out more than they want to get her out, which is wrong. Like, but it's not that I want her out totally. I need to break up the Paul Valentina alliance because those two have promised each other final two. And when you promise each other final two, that puts a target on your back. And when you tell people you promise each other final two, that puts a target on your back. And I think they both think that they think Jake and Ava have promised a final two, and that I'm just on the outs when it comes to the final five, so that everyone will be like, okay, we have to get rid of Julia. Final five. They are not gonna make final five. I think this week now me, Sean, Ava, and Jake, because Sean has 2 votes. Ava told me that. we're trying to decide who we're getting rid of. I think it's going to be Paul. But I'd be okay with either at this point. I think they're both dangerous.
Hello, it is 7:44 on Thursday. I'm panicking a little bit, going to tribal as always. This is the one that will determine the rest of my game. I think, and I hope, and I'm pretty sure the 5 of us are solid, and we're all going to vote Sean, and whether or not Sean uses an advantage, we think it's steal a vote, hopefully he'll be out. And then hopefully this immunity challenge goes well tonight. I mean, just not Logan, because that would make it an overt decision we have to deal with, but going into next week, I would be totally cool voting out Julia and just flipping on her, because I have me, Jake, Valentina. So I'd be cool voting out Valentina, and then we'd have Ava and Logan. And then if I could rally the troops against Jake, my ideal final 2 would be with Ava or Logan, without a doubt in my mind. If I could backstab Valentina or Jake, obviously, like, Valentina, number 1, I'm with her till the end. But if I could drop her before, I'd rather not be with her in the final 2.
Alright, so I had a long discussion last night with Ava, and we basically just sat down and went through our options for the vote, and she was conflicted for sure. She, like, originally was like, oh my god, we need to, like, get rid of Logan, and I kind of had to talk her out of that. At this point, I've kind of committed to getting rid of a threat in the game, so specifically Paul or Valentina, one of those two who I really wanted to send home. They're a very tight duo. They are clearly going to try to take the shot at Julia before I have the chance to take a shot at Julia, and I don't think they have the numbers. So if I let one of them go, next round they're just going to go anyway. So I kind of want to get ahead of that. I want to use whatever remaining person I have, try to leverage whatever social capital I built this round by taking one of them out with Logan or Sean to make a flip next round to get rid of Julia, who I think is probably the biggest threat to win currently in the game, and just start making moves, because it's gotten to the point where I've sat in the shadows for long enough, and it's funny because we were kind of telling the plan that Ava and I had to Julia today, and she looked at us and she goes, you guys are like the masterminds of this, and I was like, no, not me. I haven't been planning everything behind the scenes. You keep thinking you're running shit, because that works for me. My whole game has kind of been throwing things around and causing chaos and getting other people to think that they're the ones calling the shots, and specifically getting other people to both think they came up with the idea and getting other people to think other people came up with ideas. I don't want anything getting traced back to me is my biggest thing, and I think I've effectively done that.
Okay, guys, so Jake is actually in a final 3 with us called Mommy Snakes, but Valentina and Paul think that he's in a final 3 with him called Destiny's Child, and he's like,
and it's dark as fuck.
okay, well, whatever. So, basically, okay, they're watching a video, but basically, Jake is actually with us, but they think that he's with them. But Jake's actually in a final 3 with us. This is final 3, baby. Sorry, Valentina, you're about to get out.
So today is tribal and the challenge, but unfortunately I can't go because I'm sick. Like, I can't even really talk that loud. But, yeah, I can't go, unfortunately, because I'm sick, which is probably a bad move, and I haven't really been able to talk to anybody in the last week because I've been really sick. Like, I haven't reached out, really, so that was probably a bad move, especially after last challenge when Brian got voted out and it was, like, obvious that Sean and I were on, like, the outside of it. But yesterday, Sean texted me and he said that Ava, Julia, and Jake texted him and said that they want to vote out Paul and that they want me and Sean to be a part of it. And, like, I don't know if that's true or not because, like, Paul is a part of their alliance, but they're saying that Paul and V are really strong together and Paul's just a really strong individual player and that it would be good for them to get him out, which, like, I can also see, but especially because they could easily, like, if they wanted Sean or I out, they could just pick us off. Like, they don't need to reach out to us or talk to us at all, but I mean, I guess if they wanted to. And also Jake texted me, like, maybe 20 minutes ago and said that, and asked me if Sean filled me in, and he was saying that he did. And I also talked to V yesterday, and V offered me to vote Sean because that's, I guess, what they told V and Paul. If that whole like backstory's true, like I think they still very easily could vote Sean or I out.
Hello.
Hi.
Cue our first pre-tribal breakdown.
You're first?
Well, like, I mean, this is like the most legit one I've ever had. It's
7:20.
It's
sorry.
7:20, and literally, I walked into my kitchen. We were making dinner, and I walked in and I was like, Julia, I feel so bad about Paul. I honestly feel so bad. And she was like, yeah, me too. Honestly, we should have gotten out Logan. Like, it was your idea. And I was like, no, it isn't, because the first time I heard about Paul was when we were in our kitchen and we were talking about Valentina, and she was like, why don't we just do Paul? She is Mommy Snake. She calls all of the shots, and then she pretends that she wasn't any part of it, and like puts me and Jake out there and says that it was our idea. Like, we were on the phone with Sean, and I was like, oh, Julia and Jake, do you guys want to explain it, because they obviously know the game better than me? And she was like, what are you talking about, Ava? The whole thing was your idea. I never came up with Paul. She was the one who came up with Paul. And I know that this is what we have to do, and I know that we're not going to back out. But I don't know. I've just been going over our rationale about it, and it's like, what's the difference between Paul and Valentina?
Alright, so Tribal Council is in just a few hours, and I am a little freaked out. I think that the plan is going to work, and my plan is still to go in gunning for Paul, and to hopefully think that everyone votes there, but the problem I'm having is that I haven't talked to Sean or Logan. Basically, I've been instructed to not reach out to them, to let Ava do everything, and that freaks me out, because I'm putting my fate in someone else's hands. Sure, it's the person I trust most at the current moment in Ava, but I'm still not the one going out there and making my own pitch, and I think I could sell it pretty well, but I don't want it to get leaked, and that's the big thing I'm worried about. I'm bringing my idol to Tribal. I have to. I've always got that thing on me. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to play it, but I'm nervous. This is the first Tribal since the freaking merge where I don't have immunity and I can be taken out of the game. And that's scary, but I feel confident in the plan, and I feel confident that there's no real reason for people to gun for me, unless they all of a sudden just compare all these notes and team up against me. Ava and Julia think I'm with them. Sean and Logan think I'm voting with them, and Paul and Valentina think I'm with them. It's possible this is all some big plan to flush my idol, which kudos to them if that happens. And I gotta look out for that. If I feel like that's the thing that's gonna happen, I'm just gonna play it. I'm scared. This is a big freaking move, and the game is never going to be the same after this. It's the first shot in a war that's to come.
Welcome, Toxic. Today we have no one from the jury observing. We're still going on. Logan is not here. She has strep, but she has her vote accounted for. But she is still susceptible to getting votes, so that's that. We also do not have the torchlight, but we'll work without it.
That is
Colin's not here either.
A lot of people.
Do you have to say that? Oh, okay, sorry.
All right, starting off. So, take me through last week's tribal. Sean, we'll start with you. You and Logan were obviously on the outs. You had Ryan as an adversary, 5-3. Ryan ended up going home. How are you feeling today?
I feel fine. Like, I would love for Ryan to still be here, but I kind of saw it coming, and it's just the name of the game. We obviously didn't have the numbers, so it was bound to happen. But I moved on from it. I wasn't the one that got voted out, so that's really all you can ask for.
That's fair. I mean, Ava, speaking to the five that are sitting right next to each other, and Sean and Logan, do you think that same trend will continue on?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, going into this shot, sorry, I'm sick. There's definitely been a divide. I think now, like, there have definitely been more conversations, but I've really cherished the friendships in this game, and I like the way things have been going so far.
Fair enough. Valentina, so obviously we had a break in the middle of this challenge to the last challenge. The six of you went to Theta date night. How hard is it?
Theta date night!
Theta
goes fast!
The six of you went to Theta date night. How hard is it?
Oh my god, and Logan wasn't there.
This
How
is like
hard-
a sponsored post.
This is so awkward. This
Sorry,
gave
what?
Logan stress.
Cross promotion.
Sorry.
How, Valentina, how hard is it to vote out one of these people, being that you are so close to them so far in this game?
I mean, I was like close to them before too, but like I think I'm gonna say the same thing I've always said. You gotta separate real true friendships and personal life with the game. I think all of us like get that now, and we love each other no matter what. But like, game's a game.
Julia, Valentina brings up a good point. We're all friends in this game, but it's a game. You know, you got to take out the people you are.
We're all friends, but I know this girl has had it out for me for a long time. So, you know, it's getting to that point where, like, even if we say we're a strong 5, but there's still, like, it's coming down to that strong 5. And at that point, you still have to cut out people that you don't necessarily want to cut out. And even at this point, there's people, like, actually at the beginning of this game, like, it's always hard, especially when you, like, start to make real relationships with people. But you just got to remember that it is a game and it shouldn't be anything personal.
Paul, I mean, obviously you're in the Strong 5 Alliance. Obviously 5 people can't win this game. When do you think that 5 might split?
I mean, ideally, like, with the concept of a 5, like, everyone says, like, we're rounding this out to 5, and then we'll settle from there. And that's really all you can do is, like, hope that everyone is keeping to their word. But there's no way to know until you see the votes. So it's always scary, and it's really just a matter of, like, can you trust these people's word? And these people's words, their word, yeah.
So Jake, obviously, for the first time after the merge, you don't have immunity in your hands. How are you feeling tonight?
Nervous. I feel like I come to every single tribal council with the feeling that I'm gonna throw up. And it's a little different when you don't have immunity, you know? I don't think I won challenges that were necessarily very skill-based. Like, I barely won both challenges, actually. Like, I campaigned my ass off for the first one, and then the second one was based on, you know, mental and just, like, remembering shapes. I don't think that means that I should be target number 1, but people might be just, like, chomping at the bit to get rid of me because I have won the necklace twice.
Valentina, does he have a fair point in saying that? I mean, he's won 2 challenges. Who says he can't win another?
Of course, yeah. But I think we're all still on a pretty level playing field, and I think there are a lot more important things to think about than challenges, like, you know, jury votes. But yeah.
Fair enough. Speaking about last week's challenge, the auction. So we had a lot of the superlatives challenge. We had a lot of superlatives with very juicy information. Ava, you received 2 votes, which was second place of a person who has no chance of winning this game. What is your view on that?
Well, I mean, I'm honestly grateful that I made it this far. I honestly thought that I was going to get out first. I think that I have grown a lot in this game, and a lot of it is due to the people that I've been playing with. They've been great role models, and they've always supported me and inspired me to, like, be my everyone but Julia Kelly. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm surprised that I've made it this far, but I'm proud of myself, and if this is the end of the road, then it is, and I'm happy that I pushed thus far.
Fair enough. Julia, adversarially, you were voted most likely to be a villain in this game. How?
Is that what it was?
That was what it was.
Likely to win.
And that one, but the villain too. So, what's your view on that?
Listen, I don't think I'm a villain. I think everyone's playing the game that they know how to play, and
Yours just happen to be like a villain.
Mine happens to be very strategic. All right, I focus on strategy because I know I'm not that strong in the challenges, and I'm not like Valentina. I'm not like a socialist, or I don't put everything on the line. So I have to focus on strategy. So it's the wit, baby. It's the wit.
It's the wit, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I don't know. Guys, I'm on a high. I'm wearing the immunity necklace right now. So, but I think we all have games, and we've all done things that are villainous. I don't think you can necessarily say one of us is the most. Oh my God! Look at that guy go. Okay, sorry. You cannot you. Sorry. You can't say that one person is individually the most villainous in the game, because I think we've all had our chance to make moves that were not necessarily the kindest move to make, and I think everyone here has something on their resume that could be pointed out as a villain too.
Sean, I gotta
I
gotta throw a bone to you. You were voted most attractive, most hair, best style. What's your view on that?
Let's not hype him up.
That's what I already know. I'm just kidding.
We're going. I'm gonna head out.
Nah, I appreciate it. You know, it's always nice to get a little ego boost, but I mean, yeah. You know, it is what it is.
Fair enough. Looking on to this vote, obviously you are on the outs pertaining to last vote. Was there any like strategy on trying to sneak into this 5, talk to them? You have gotten close to them more.
I mean, yeah, like the whole game strategy. So of course, like you try and see where there's cracks in alliances and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, you never really know who you can trust. So you always have to take that into account. You can never. It would be stupid of me to ever assume that anyone in that alliance is going to be with me over the rest of their alliance. So obviously, like, you know, you strategize, but I have to still be careful. I can't take anything for granted.
Yeah. Jake, so going back to the auction, Sean won a piece of a note at the end of the auction that you're a super fan, that could pertain to a special advantage further on this game. How much are you looking into that with this vote?
It's definitely scary because we don't know what it is. I was kind of hoping that when you said read it would be read it immediately, so at least we can plan around it. But when someone else has an advantage in this game, it's something you have to consider. And it's a secret advantage in this case. Like with Luca and Colin, we knew they had idols and we knew where they were. With Sean, he's got something. It could be an idol, it could be an extra vote. I've been kind of going back and forth on what it could be all week. I don't know how much of an impact it could have, but it's definitely something that's come into consideration.
Paul, going to you. Jake speaks about it could be idols. So we never really had a legitimate idol play yet, other than Jake's poison idol play that shocked the world. What do you think could happen tonight, idol-wise? Could it be exposed? I mean, we only have 3 more tribals that you could play an idol.
Yeah, I think just that last thing you said, like anyone, we only have so many tribals left to play it, so I think the worry is that as the weeks go by, there's more and more likelihood that people who need it, or think they need it, or maybe don't even need it, are going to play it. So it's always in the back of our minds, but it's really hard to plan for that when you're not sure who has it, or you think you know who has it, and you don't know if it's true or not that they have it, and if they play it, but it's just always something to think about.
Alright, back to Sean. Just pointing out the elephant in the room. Logan's not here, and you and Logan are on the outs. Would it be an easy method for you to just say, Logan's not here, won't hurt any feelings, let's just take her out?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, her and I are the two that are on the outs, so it also makes strategic sense for me to want to keep her around. But yeah, like you said, it could be an easy in, I guess. But I don't know, like, I'm not going to divulge too much information because that would not be smart. But she's not here, which sucks. But yeah, game aside, I like Logan a lot. She's cool, so. But
yeah. Valentina, now looking forward into the future, when do you start thinking about jury votes? I mean, we'll be down to the final 6 now. Obviously, a lot of firsts are on the jury who might not be that welcoming towards the fans. Right. When do you start thinking about that?
Day 1.
Day 1.
Day 1. Y'all think I'm joking. No, like, I think, especially me with someone that, like, I do personally, like, having, like, personal relationships in this game, and if that gets you jury votes, you know, great, that's a win-win, but, yeah, literally day 1. And then if we were not gonna talk about day 1, because, like, obviously, like, merge, but, like, then day 1 or merge. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as possible. And I think if you're not thinking about that, maybe you shouldn't be in this game.
Julia, you have the necklace today. Obviously, you're going to be here next week. How do you think the tribe will look next week?
I'm always shocked about how tribal goes, but I think we know the way this one's going to work out.
All right, no plan B this week?
No plan B.
Let's see if that's true. Sean, you're first to vote. Logan is available to vote for. Julia is safe. You can vote. Sean, can you reveal and enlighten everyone else of the advantage this week? You can stand up.
I got an idol. Just kidding. No, I had 2 votes this week. So.
Sexy.
You know, so I know I know.
So, thank you, Sean.
I'm
So,
head out.
instead of
I'm
7
head
votes
out.
this week, there are 8. That means we need 5. 5 is enough. So, without further ado, I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity and wants to play it, now will be the time to do so.
Jake?
Okay. That's cool. All right. I'll read the votes. First vote, Paul.
T.
Second vote, Sean. Third vote, Paul. That's 2 votes Paul, 1 vote Sean, 5 votes left. Fourth vote, Paul. Sean. Also Kage is cool. That's 3 votes Paul, 2 votes Sean, 3 votes left. Paul. That's 4 votes Paul, 2 votes Sean, 2 votes left. And the 11th person voted out of Survivor fans was first, Paul. Paul, you can grab the torch.
Oh, it's not even lit.
And I, ooh.
Do you want,
Yeah, you can say something.
Saw it coming, but if you guys let a certain person get to the end, they're gonna win. And I think you guys know who that is. And do you wanna?
Yeah. Paul, the tribe has spoken. You may go.
Alright.
Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode. With the competition heating up and only 6 people left, how will Valentina react to her alliance backstabbing her getting rid of Paul? How will Jake use his idol? How will Sean use his idol? Will Julia be able to avoid Jake and Ava gunning for her? And who will Ava decide, Shava or Java? And what does Logan have up her sleeve talking to recently eliminated cast member Brian? Find out all of this and more on next week's episode of Syrvivor Syracuse.
But I guess when you get out here and it's during the semester and you're already packed with classes and clubs and other stuff nonstop, like I didn't have time to breathe today until like the half hour before, and I realized I wasn't putting as much effort into this game as I should have. I should have been orchestrating a flip on. I should have won that challenge, or at least flipped on Ava. No, I couldn't have gotten Sean and Logan, so it's whatever. But I was just surprised by Jake, I guess. So good for him. Obviously, he has my vote to win if he makes it to the end, as does Valentina, as does Julia. So I don't know. It's gonna be a hard vote, seeing if any of them go to the end with any of them. So very hurt in the moment. 7th place. I blew it at the auction last week. I blew it at the challenge. I knew it as soon as I walked out, but I had fun. And I'm rooting for Valentina, Jake, Julia's been playing the same game as me, so maybe Julia. I don't know, just my heart's still beating a little bit. At least now I get to leave early. I feel bad for Valentina. Oh, she's on the outs now. She'll figure some shit out. She'll figure shit out. She'll be okay. Jake has an idol, everyone knows that. Sean's gonna win immunity tonight. Oh, it's gonna be messy. Sorry, this has been, I've been rambling for a bit, but I hope you got some good footage. Do I get to hug them after? Tell me after. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm not talking. I honestly respect whoever did it. I respect it. It was a good move.
I'll call your sexy ass.
I like you guys can like feel free to
so
talk to me after, but like I love all you guys. Sean.
There's nothing personal.
No, Sean, you're doing what you gotta do, Chief. Okay.